Hey everybody, what's up? This is Stuphamism, and today we're going to be talking about the top tips that I have for core Necro. Some of this stuff is also good for any other class, but this is basic stuff that I feel like as a newcomer or somebody that is been playing for a while but still doesn't feel like they know what they're doing. This is some basic stuff that will help you out. So, number one, don't precast your marks. So basically what I'm talking about here is don't throw down a bunch of marks hoping that somebody's going to run right into them, because they're not. They're either going to dodge through them or they're just going to avoid them altogether. Now, if you are going to throw down a mark to try to find somebody that might be stealth or something, make sure that you throw down the mark of blood, because it's got a very short cooldown time, so you're not going to be wasting a skill for very long before you can recover it. Next, use the full actual range of your marks. So when you look into like the tooltips on it, you're going to see that it's got a range of 1200. That's 1200 centimeters in the game if you were to actually scale it out. But the edge of the mark is a lot longer than 1200. So basically what I'm saying is make sure that you throw the very end of the mark on someone. It gives you a little bit more reach than they have, unless it's like a ranger. And then immediately, turn and run the other way to get yourself even more distance. This is a good way of keeping somebody farther back, especially using skills that are going to build up life force if you choose that trait with your staff. So that's obviously two staff things. The next skill or tip that I think is important is going to be kiting, which that's another thing that could be helpful in any class, but definitely with Necro. They're kiting beasts. They got a lot of skills that can aid them in kiting, and it is one of the more important things to do as a Necro, especially trying to stay alive, because you got to realize that a lot of your team is counting on you to stay alive since you're the target, so that they can do their job. So, a lot of times that is your sole job, is to try to keep people focused on you, causing a lot of control effects on the map, and you have a lot of already defensive skills on top of kiting. It can make the enemy, it can give the enemy a headache while your team gets to accomplish some stuff. That's enough of that. So my next number 4, that's going to be line of sight and obstacles. So definitely utilize line of sight as a necromancer, especially since there's certain skills that you have in Shroud that you can actually use while behind a wall. You can be attacking a warrior in a place that they can't hit you, plus obstacles in general, anything that you can use to create distance, throw down a mark as you're running around, some kind of an obstacle in a way that's going to help you out, and that kind of goes along with kiting. Those can be used a lot together, and that brings me to my number 5 skill, which is use the map. So a lot of people they aren't as familiar with some of the stuff that you can do in the map. You can almost use parts of the map as like a jumping puzzle, to get away from the enemy. So discover the map. It's different on each one. This is kind of a basic go figure it out yourself type tip, but you can see here in some of my clips, just ways of using the map that can aid you once again in kiting and line of sight, because those are the very most important things that I think that you can use for survivability at higher levels of gameplay. And now 6 is using fear before your F2 skill in the Shroud. So basically Dark Path, what that does is it teleports you to your foe, and you're gonna bleed them and chill them. And then with the traits that I have in the build I'm using, it also takes some of their boons, it strips them of their boons. So you want this attack to hit, but it's a slow attack. People can see it coming. People can use stability. There's a lot of ways to get away from it. So if you use your Doom skill, your number 3 Shroud skill, to fear them either right before you cast Dark Path, or right after you cast Dark Path, because it takes so long to travel, then you can ensure that you hit most of the time. So if it's a very far distance and you're trying to close the gap, go ahead and cast your Dark Path and then cast Doom immediately afterwards. Or if it's a shorter path, go ahead and cast Doom and then cast Dark Path, so you make sure that you hit them. Bottom line, guys, I know this is not everything. There's a lot more tips, tricks, and stuff out there. There's a lot more detail that could be put into this, but I think if you're new to the game or new to Necro and you want to practice on some basic stuff and kind of single out these few little tools, learn them, utilize them, make this your base, your grounding for that tune, then I think that this is really going to help you out. And it did me. These are things that I'm still working on, but getting these basic fundamental stuff down will help you be a better player later. You've got to understand this before you can really go to that next level of play. So guys, hopefully you liked the video. If you do, let me know. As always, be honest, share the likes, dislikes, and if you like videos like this, let me know and I'll try to do something else more like this in the future. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching.